Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Wednesday, January the 21st. We are here to look at the new releases that are published this week in crime fiction and thrillers. Hope you're having a good day. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Wednesday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow night, Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2 hours, both Tuesday and Thursday. And then on Saturday, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, we go for 5 hours. First up, In the Darker Side, a new one from Simone St. James. A Box Full of Darkness. Strange things happen in Fell, New York. A mysterious drowning at the town's roadside motel. The unexplained death of a young girl whose body is left by the railroad tracks. For the Esme siblings, Violet, Vale, and Dodie, the final straw was the shocking disappearance of their little brother. It started as a normal game of hide-and-seek. The three closed their eyes and counted to 10 while Ben went to hide. But this time, they never found their brother. He was gone, and the ongoing search efforts turned up no clues. As their parents grew increasingly distant, Violet, Vale, and Dodie were each haunted by visions and frightening events that made them leave town and never look back. Violet still sees dead people, spirits who remind her of Sister, the menacing presence that terrorized her for years. And now, after 2 decades running from their past, it's time for a homecoming, because Ben is back, and he's ready to lead them to the answers they've longed for and long feared, if the ghosts of Fell don't get to them first. Malcolm Kempt, A Gift Before Dying. After a botched, high-profile murder investigation, Corporal Eldrick Cole is exiled to the remote, rugged landscape of Nunavut, a vast territory in the Arctic Circle known for its untamed beauty, rigid temperatures, and endless winter nights. With his family having severed all ties, Cole waits out the result of a civil lawsuit alone. The wrong verdict could end what's left of his flailing career. His bleak existence takes a sinister turn when he discovers the hanging body of Pitsolelala, a troubled Inuit girl whom he had sworn to protect. Her death dredges up demons he thought he'd bury, along with the scars of a fractured marriage and the aching divide between him and his estranged daughter. As Cole's life unravels, and with it the fragile thread of his investigation, he turns to Pitsiolala's younger brother, Malaktu, a fellow outsider. It's then when Cole uncovers what binds them, a singular mission to find her killer. Against fierce backlash, Cole's overriding desire to redeem just one aspect of his otherwise failed life becomes an obsession, and he's willing to break every rule in his unyielding pursuit of justice and the smallest shred of redemption. John Mars has a new one. Dead in the Water. When Damon survives a near drowning, his life flashes before his eyes. Every memory is crystal clear, except one. A dead boy, a face he can't place, a moment he doesn't remember living. At first he tells himself it's a trick of the mind, but everything else he saw was real, so why not this? With his waking life stalked by the disturbing scene, confusion quickly turns to obsession. Desperate for answers, Damon digs into his fractured past and becomes convinced that the only way to remember is to die again, and again, and again. When he meets a perfect stranger who's all too willing to help, the stage is set for his dice with death. But if this is what it takes to uncover the truth, maybe some memories are better left buried. ... Have you tried hypnotism? Alice Feeney has a new one. My Husband's Wife. Eden Fox, an artist on the brink of her big break. Oh, I have a tickle in my nose. Sets off for a run before her first exhibition. When she returns to the home she recently moved into, Spyglass, an enchanting old house in Hope Falls, nothing is as it should be. Her key doesn't fit. A woman eerily similar to her answers the door, and her husband insists that the stranger is his wife. One house, one husband, two women, someone is lying. 6 months earlier, a reclusive Londoner called Bertie, reeling from a life-changing diagnosis, inherits spyglass. This unexpected gift from a long-lost grandmother brings her to the pretty seaside village of Hope Falls, but then Bertie stumbles upon a shadowy London clinic that claims to be able to predict a person's date of death, including her own. Secrets start to unravel, and as the line between truth and lies blurs, Bertie feels compelled to right some old wrongs. Okay. Seems kind of a stretch, but okay. End of row 1. Robert Ludlum's estate has a newborn book out. The Bourne Revenge. 22nd in the series. Written by Brian Freeman. Shadow, the head of Treadstone, has found evidence of massive Chinese espionage activity in the U.S. True. The spy running the operations is a shadowy American known only by the codename Bai Zhe. No one knows who he is, but when Shadow consults the files, capital F, the hacked AI database she stole from the Chinese, she discovers that Jason Bourne encountered Bai Zhe during an operation 8 years earlier. The trouble is, Bourne doesn't remember him. As Bourne hunts for the for the elusive spy, he meets a reporter named Lainey Reese, who shares his strange affliction. 8 years ago, Lainey lost her entire memory too. For Bourne, that can't be a coincidence. He's convinced that whatever happened to both of them is at the heart of the Chinese espionage operation. With Lainey at his side, Bourne follows a zigzagging trail of clues to a quirky billionaire and his ex-wife, both of whom may have ties to Bai Zhe. As he gets closer to his shadowy adversary, Bourne begins to suspect that he's walking into a trap. But it's a trap with an almost irresistible bait, the chance to recover his forgotten memories. Now Bourne must decide how far he'll go to get his life back. You've been 8 years without it. Sorry, just got froggy. There was no frogs in my coffee. Such a Clever Girl by Darby Kane. 15 years ago, the Tanner family vanished without a trace, leaving behind a chilling scene, half-eaten meals, a bloodstain by the door, and a smoldering fire consuming their business across town. The once vibrant home stands untouched, a haunting relic of the past. As rumors fade into local folklore, the mystery of their disappearance seems destined to remain unsolved, until Aubrey Tanner returns. Now a hardened 30-year-old, Aubrey arrives in town with secrets etched in her silence. Why did she come back? Was she a victim of the night that changed everything, or does she hold the truth of what happened to her family? The town is rife with theories, but 3 women share a dangerous bond. They know more than they've ever confessed. As the past resurfaces, old alliances fray. A teacher, a cafe owner, and a psychologist are drawn together by memories they'd rather forget. Each hold a piece of the puzzle and a dark secret of their own. When a new disappearance sends shockwaves through the town, blackmail begins and the stakes climb higher. In a race against time, these women must confront the truth or risk becoming the next victims of a past they cannot escape. With tension rising and danger lurking, one thing is clear: someone is destined to kill again. One could probably read a book with this exact trope every day of the year. They are prolific. Such Sheltered Lives by Alyssa Scheinmel. Ruth's recovery promises its wealthy guests the utmost discretion, but when a body is discovered, how long can the center's secrets stay buried? Tucked among the pristine beaches and lavish manners of the Hamptons sits Rush's Recovery, a rehabilitation center where ultra-high net worth clients can seek treatment away from prying eyes and paparazzi. The centre's latest guests have just arrived. Lord Edward of Essex, a British aristocrat fighting his black sheep status and a painful addiction. Amelia Blue Harris, the daughter of a 90s rock legend struggling with an eating disorder. And Florence Bloom, a pop star trying to lay low after her latest tabloid scandal. Each has been promised the highest standard of care, with daily therapy and a live-in chef to acupuncture sessions and a personal care manager available 24/7. Just so long as they stay in their private cottages and never interact with the center's other guests. Yeah, that's healthy. But these three self-destructive B-listers have no intention of playing by the rules. No amount of cold plunges and talk therapy can prevent Florence's illicit flirtation with a staff member or keep Amelia Blue and Lord Edward from sneaking out to wander the snow-covered grounds at night. Celebrities check in to Rush's recovery to protect their privacy, but the darkest secrets may lie in the center's own history, and not every guest will be checking out alive. I was wondering, is there a point here? The Fairweather Friend by Jessie Garcia. It's Always Sunny in Detroit for Faith Richards, the popular TV meteorologist, endearingly referred to as the Fairweather Friend by her viewers, has the world by the tail. But one night, Faith leaves work on a dinner break and never returns. Her body is found the next morning. The town is reeling, suspects emerge, and long-buried secrets are uncovered. While her allies rally, her list of adversaries also grows. Little does anyone know that only the deepest secrets will expose the truth. In this riveting thriller from blah blah blah. End of row 2. The Lies We Trade by Christine Delano. Good morning, Elena. How you doing? You're good? Oh, good to hear. Just finished The Templar Legion by Paul Christopher. Yay! Congratulations! Woo! Good job. Finished 5 books this month. Good job. And I'm so sorry that I did miss your sprints yesterday because I was in my classes at Zeus Fitness. Well, that's okay. You had other stuff going on. Fun stuff. Meredith Hansel should be having the best week of her life. After establishing herself as a portfolio manager at a prestigious Wall Street firm, she's in the national spotlight for the innovative funds she created. But as Meredith prepares to celebrate, the plates she's kept spinning for years begin to crash. Her strained marriage reaches a breaking point. Her conscientious teenage daughter acts out under mysterious pressures. Someone vandalizes her home with disturbing graffiti, and Betsy, her most trusted ally at the financial firm, goes rogue, and Meredith is forced to sign a restraining order against her. When her worlds collide, she receives a thumb drive and a cryptic note from Betsy threatening to reveal a secret that could have devastating effects on Meredith's family unless she can figure out what Betsy wants and deliver in time. As Meredith begins to dig into the data, however, she begins to suspect that it's no coincidence her life is crumbling, that maybe what's happening to her family is connected to what's boiling beneath the surface at her investment company. Soon Meredith realizes there's only one way to avoid taking the fall, and it all hinges on Betsy's true motives. Was she really threatening Meredith or trying to warn her? The Method by Matthew Quirk. A silent war, an unlikely spy. She's done playing by their rules. Actress Anna Vaughn is fearless, on screen at least. She tends to play doomed brunettes with a badass streak and has put in countless hours training for parts and learning how to fight, shoot, and drive like a pro. She likes to believe she's as tough as her characters, but off camera she leads a far quieter life, trying to keep her acting career alive so she can take care of her younger sister. When her best friend Natalie, her rock, disappears after a night out with a mysterious new man, the signs point to foul play and a circle of spies operating in Manhattan. Anna must use all the tricks she's learned for her roles to hunt for her missing friend. She quickly learns the dangers are all too real. She crosses paths with Kevin Matthews, an FBI agent on the same trail, tracking a string of killings and disappearances and a powerful clique of oligarchs. With Matthew as her handler, she has only days to prepare for the greatest performance of her life, going undercover. She will follow in her friend's footsteps through the gilded mansions, yachts, and secret clubs of New York to infiltrate the conspiracy and bring Natalie home. As the killers close in, her only chance for survival is as lethal as the characters she once played. No camera, no script, just instinct. Yeah, I don't think that would really happen. That's just me. The new Jim Butcher's in here because he is a private eye. Lena said, just made myself some coffee this morning, and then later on I will make my refresher in the afternoon. Well, that sounds like a good plan. This is called 12 Months. It is 18th in the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. 1 year, 365 days, 12 months. Harry Dresden has been through a lot. And so has his city. After Harry and his allies narrowly managed to save Chicago from being razed to the ground, everything is different. And it's not just the current lack of electricity. In the battle, Harry lost people he cared about, and that's the kind of loss that takes a toll. Harry being Harry, he's doing his level best to help the city and his friends recover and rebuild. But it's a heavy load, and he needs time. But time is one thing Harry doesn't have. Ghouls are prowling Chicago and taking out innocent civilians. Harry's brother is dying, and Harry doesn't know how to help him. And last but certainly not least, the Winter Queen of the Fae has allied with the White Court of Vampires, and Harry's been betrothed to the seductive, deadly vampire Lara Wraith to seal the deal. It's been... Never mind. It's been a tough year. More than ever, the city needs Harry Dresden, the wizard, but after loss and grief, is there enough of Harry Dresden, the man, to rise to the challenge? No, but he'll look good doing it. Very Slowly, All at Once by Lauren Schott. Mac and Haley Evans have worked hard to achieve their upper-middle-class life, promising careers, 2 beautiful children, and a brand-new house in the exclusive lakefront village of Bracknell, Ohio. Not that everything's perfect. Aging parents, problems at work, and even the upkeep of that gorgeous house have been causing these two increasing amounts of worry. When a small check appears in the mailbox from a mysterious company called Sunshine Enterprises, Mac assumes it's from his wealthy estranged father trying to buy his way back into their lives. Though he'd rather rip it up, Mac deposits the needed funds. To his surprise, the checks keep coming, each for a larger amount larger than the last. Awkward. When Haley finds out what's going on, she has her own suspicions about the provenance of the payments. Despite growing uncertainty over the identity of their benefactor, Mac and Haley keep taking the money. After all, there are bills to pay. It is a choice with dark repercussions, as the couple soon learn the hard way that nothing in life is free. They're learning it now. Suddenly, the Evans find themselves in a harrowing arrangement with someone who will stop at nothing to get a return on their investment. Well, no kidding. Look, something's giving us money. Nothing wrong with that. Last one, Weapons Free by David Bruns and J.R. Olson. First in the Third Option series. Or trilogy, who knows. The Chinese Navy has unleashed a game-changing weapon that will tip the balance of power in the Pacific. Harrison Cole, newly appointed director of the CIA's Special Activities Center, faces an impossible assignment: acquire the plans for China's new long-range, super-fast torpedo. As Commander Janet Everett, the commanding officer of the USS Illinois, tracks the Chinese Navy from under the waves of the South China Sea, Cole's team makes a risky move to recruit an asset from the Chinese development team. They find only more bad news. The new weapon is far more advanced than they realize. The Chinese are preparing to test-fire the torpedo, proving its power to the world. Amidst the devastating intelligence, Harrison sees an opportunity to execute one of the boldest covert actions in the history of the CIA. But an operation of this scale requires a massive diversion. The U.S. Navy and Everett will have to challenge the powerful Chinese Navy in the contested waters of the South China Sea without letting their power play spiral into World War III. Easy peasy. That is it in crime fiction and thrillers. Well, I'm not quite sure what we're going to look at on Friday. There's only one. We might just cancel it. Because I hate to waste your guys' times, particularly that early in the morning. Let's do this. Because all we had was one more. Let's look at it now. We've got a couple minutes here, a minute. The Well-Laid Trap by Carrie Lee Townsend, second in a Wishville mystery series. Summer Wish Fest. Summer has arrived in Wishville, Vermont, and the town is buzzing with excitement for Wishfest, sunshine, sweet tea, and wishes ready to be granted. But when beloved physical therapist Michael Zachariah goes missing during a weekend camping trip, his body is found days later in the woods, perilously close to the ancient spiral path that hides a dangerous secret. As the townsfolk mourn a man everyone thought they knew, guardian of the well, Lyra Wells, is pulled into another mystery, one that risks unraveling more than just a small-town secret. The murder sparks a magical fracture in the hidden veiled vault beneath Alarion, the forbidden realm that humans still believe is only legend. With her allies, gruff police chief Holden Thorne and brooding dweller enforcer Calderus, Lyra must uncover the truth before both realms spiral into chaos. But as old enemies rise, new suspects emerge, and her own heart wavers between duty and desire, the real trap might be closer than she thinks, because some lies can break bones and others can crack the world wide open. Alright, so we did get to look at all the books, so I might just cancel Friday, so you guys can sleep in if you need to. I will always double check to see if something wasn't listed previously, but otherwise I will just cancel the Friday one. Elena said, oh, by the way, I'm reading The Long Walk by Stephen King. Oh, nice. I think I got the book on Sunday. Okay. And I think it was on Saturday or Sunday. I don't know. Okay. She has to get ready for work this morning. I am ready and I need to head to work now. And see you tomorrow. I will be on for your sprints. Awesome. It will be good to see you. All right. That is it. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. Our next sprints, as Elena mentioned, are tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern for 2 hours. Hope you have a good day. Be safe. Read good books. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Have a good day and God bless.